As much as the opposition lost at Mbeere North, ladies and gentlemen, they also lost at Malava. And on this particular video, I want to take you through on some of the reasons as to why these people lost at Malava and also the lessons that you can be able to borrow from that particular loss. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Without much wasting of time, allow me to dive into this topic here today. Now, first of all, these people lost because of two reasons. One, over dependency on George Natembeya. The moment George Natembeya disappeared, even the voter turnout was a problem. Even taking care of the votes was a huge problem. So in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, we have to set it here that just over depending on George Natembeya is dangerous. So the opposition team is well checked by President William Ruto. In that once they take care of Natembeya, then everything else is sorted. If Natembeya was not there, most of these things could not have been done well. If Natembeya could have been released to just walk around, there's a motivation he could have brought to the people of Malava. Wake up in the morning, vote against the UDA candidate. But now, George Natembeya disappeared, allegedly was arrested, so he could not be able to help at all. And as a result, you saw what happened at Malava. So that is basically what we need to look at. The people of UDA just checked around and realized that the person who is a mobilizer, the person who is able to bring even people to counter the opposition, the government team here, the person who can be able to ensure this voter protection unit, it is George Natembeya. So therefore, let's take care of him. And it was taken care of. And that's how the opposition team lost there. Secondly, is the issue of resources. People really used a lot of money there, especially the government. Oh God, that is a clear indication that if you don't have resources, there's a problem that you'll face during the election. People are going to be given money, vote against you, and they don't care because they are poor. They need money. So what will you tell them? So in a nutshell, the opposition team needs a lot of money at least to be able to counter President William Samoei Arap Ruto. So there are two things, resources and of course, ladies and gentlemen, I can talk about the over-dependency on George Natembeya. People are saying the elections were rigged, something like that. It could be true, but once they're confirmed, I'm going to do a video, an extensive video on that in this particular channel. So ladies and gentlemen, let me dive into the lessons that we are able to borrow from Malava defeat. Number one, Western Kenya might not unite towards 2027. Checking the range between number 1 and 2, one had 20,000 and 22,000. That's a clear indication that it's almost 50-50. So we have to be very clear here. William Ruto and his entire team led by Farouk Kibet in Western Kenya, plus Musalia Mudavadi, and of course Moses Masiko Wetangula, they have learned that there's a way they can be able to neutralize Western Kenya. The Tawe movement can be neutralized. So in a nutshell, you can see what is happening now there. They will divide the counties while Natembeya will be alone. So the fact remains, Natembeya will not be able to manage fully bring those votes as a block. Secondly, the poverty in Kenya right now across the board is one thing. So people get money and they can easily decide to vote in the other direction. So there are people who might vote for the community, others might decide to vote because of money. Also now, if you check the numbers, that is a clear indication that people might vote 50-50 towards the 2027 general elections. And that worries the opposition side. If the opposition could have locked William Ruto from Western Kenya completely, especially in this by-election, then I'm certain that William Ruto could have been a worried man. But now that he clinched those two seats, Mbeere North and of course at Malava, then we must be worried as the people of the opposition. Another thing that we're able to learn from there is money. Money is a big challenge for the opposition team. Yes, you go do the campaigns, do them very well, but go ground, what wanapewa pesa? How are you going to manage these people? How are you going to tell them, now listen to me, the money you've been given, put it aside, but now vote for me? Very difficult. That is why actually someone called me this morning and told me that the youth of this country are likely not to win seats in the country because most of them do not have money. Those with money are going to bribe people, eventually get their way into offices. But now we're waiting to see what will unfold come 2027. If really Kenyans have changed their way of thinking or they have just maintained their way of thinking that has been there ever since we got our independence. Now, another thing that we're able to learn from there is that now George Natembeya needs to move around, get people who have money, get Uhuru Kenyatta on board, get other billionaires, at least so that they can be able to fund properly the campaigns of Western Kenya. Because if they don't, then George Natembeya is going to find it rough. Now that Musalia Mudavadi has promised to ground him, we've also had Moses Wetangula saying that watamjua, so it's not going to be easier for them. But I hope things are going to work well and that we are going to have the best out of the politics that is going to be done in Western Kenya. Other thing that I was able to notice is that Gunism and of course, ladies and gentlemen, and probably something to do with intimidations are going to work out in 2027, whereby the voter turnout can be reduced because of such kind of moves. Very stressful. Ladies and gentlemen, people can fail to turn up in a polling station because they fear for their lives. So if that happens, then votes are going to be bought, people are going to win narrowly, or maybe the huge margin, but all those votes bought. I don't know what's your take, but tell me what you made as an observation from Western Kenya. Another thing that we have to agree here, which is a lesson that we are able to borrow from Western Kenya at Malava, it is that George Natembeya must leave Trans Nzoia County in 2027 to proceed to the national politics. That is the only way he can be able to motivate the Luhya community that he is better than Musalia and Moses Wetangula. If he doesn't do so, then it will be difficult for him, because now he'll be grounded at Trans Nzoia County, do politics there as they take care of the other part of Western Kenya region. And now that Raila Amolo Odinga is there, he's not there. There are votes that are hanging. There are people in Western Kenya who are thinking, now who are we going to give these votes? It's a deal now for the opposition team to organize themselves, empower George Natembeya so that he can be able to leave the Trans Nzoia governor and then get to the national politics. But first of all, he has to declare for president, campaign seriously in Western Kenya. So consolidate the people of Western Kenya, be able to be at a level where he can be able to be taken now seriously at the upper or the highest ranking leader from the Western Kenya region. If he doesn't do so, the people of William Ruto will neutralize the situation, and eventually Natembeya will find himself out of order, in the sense that he will not be having the influence that he has today, because the entire government right now is focused on dealing with George Natembeya to ensure that William Ruto has gotten the majority of the votes from Western Kenya region. He has Francis Atwoli, Wycliffe Ambeso Oparanya, the governor of Kakamega, he has governor of Bungoma, he has governors of Vihiga. This gentleman is so much prepared to bring down George Natembeya. So Musalia is there. If all these people are combined, they want to face George Natembeya, eventually we cannot be surprised to see George Natembeya finished in Western Kenya. Last but not least, Ruto's allies are determined. For all those who are following what was happening at Malava, Stanley Livondo was there at the ground to ensure that things are in order. We had people moving across right, left and center. Names mentioned, Rashid Echesa. In fact, Faruq Bet stayed in Western Kenya for almost a month campaigning for that particular candidate, going low to drink tea in hotels, moving around, interacting with the people, speaking Luhya. Jesus Christ. They are seriously determined to ensure that that seat has gone to William Ruto's side. So in 2027, we expect the same determination. Now we are going to see Musalia Mudavadi seriously determined to ground George Natembeya the way he had promised. Moses Wetangula saying in Bungoma it's a no-go zone. There is no campaigning there, because we saw how goons could come out and even bullets fired right, left and center. So this is what we call politics in Kenya right now, which is dirty and dirty and dirtier every day. That is what we are saying here now, ladies and gentlemen, that William Ruto has determined in whichever way to ensure that at least William Ruto has gotten the votes from Western Kenya region. I don't know what is your take, but basically from my side, I feel that is what is happening in Western Kenya. But on the comment section, you can share with me some of the lessons you're able to borrow from there. Let me take this opportunity to thank all of you for always subscribing to my channel, supporting me. I'm heading to 20,000 subscribers. Please push me further. For those who are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. I also want to take this opportunity to inform you that we're always having live at from 10 every day onwards. People discussing. The discussion usually goes up to 5 hours sometimes. You come, I send you the link, and then you join us live. We share on various topics in politics. That's how we get to learn, to grow, and be able to inform, and even create what we call civic education. Please purpose to join and even attend and even participate on the comment section if you're unable to appear on camera. My name is Abel Mokwa. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Don't always forget to talk to me if you can. For those who support the channel, the number is here. See you next time.